Okay, we're going to open the City of Chelsea Traffic and Parking Commission meeting. Okay, approval of the minutes from the November 14th meeting. Okay. Second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Communication October 4th from Ronald Salin of GSDIV Revere One Property Owning LLC regarding the approval of traffic management plan for 890 Locust Street. With this one, we have no jurisdiction over this. It was been researched, and, we really can't vote on it, so.
We don't even know what they were trying to do there, either.
Yeah. So,
So they're pretty much free to do what they want, though, if it's their property, correct?
I would think.
I think you want to say it, I think you want to let him know that, so he knows
Yeah.
that they can just do whatever.
Okay. Communication of November 1st from Joe Perlatonda of 89 Clinton Street requesting no parking signs along the right side of Clinton Street up to the intersection at Broadway.
Did we ask them for more information? Were we going to follow up with him while he was asking for that?
No, I think we tabled it, John, because we're going to take another look at it, just make sure.
Okay.
But which I did, I went back at some of the previous years,
Okay.
and there was a hydrant, and then from that hydrant back to you could park, but they didn't let you park from the hydrant up to the corner. So in terms of, basically, there was already a sign there, it's just when they started doing the construction for the new building, they erased the asphalt sidewalks that were there and replaced them with cement sidewalks and just never replaced the sign back.
Oh, okay.
So I would make a motion to accept it and just post it from the beginning up to from the hydrant up to the corner.
Okay, anybody second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, communication November 8th from Councilor Recupero for the Traffic and Parking Commission to look into placing a stop sign at the intersection of Pearl and Essex Street.
I want to say we've probably heard this, I think, 3 or 4 times now. I know he's not here to speak on it today, he's next door in another meeting, but we did put a do not block intersection sign just prior to the entrance of the intersection. I didn't notice if it's been any better there. I didn't get a chance to get out there and sit around and look at it, but I'm sure it's helped somewhat. But like we said before, unfortunately, there's just not going to be, it's just going to back traffic up over
Yep.
the bridge.
Yep.
We've said that numerous times. I don't know what else to. We are going to stripe the intersection with the big white X and big paint to make sure that people don't block the intersection, but that won't happen till the spring.
Okay. Is there any motions with this?
So I would have to say we have a motion to deny the request.
Okay. Anybody second that?
I mean, I personally think that intersection's awful.
I can't hear, I'm
I
sorry.
think that intersection's awful.
Yeah, but I don't know if, that's
what
the
else
thing,
can you
if a
do?
stop
I don't-
sign is
yeah.
gonna fix that
Yeah,
problem.
I just drove through it tonight.
Unfortunately, it's the whole intersection. It's
Yeah.
not just that one. When you get 3 different directions coming and then a 4th when you hit Congress, it's just very busy there. Plus with the school a block away, it's always traffic there.
You know, you have other people cutting in and stuff.
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, and there's no way that tells someone who has the right of way there, unfortunately. Maybe it needs like a yield or something in the middle. Maybe you need to add like an island in that middle so that you could have a yield telling, one lane is getting told to do something.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can speak on it, yeah.
Just as Jennifer Hassel, 308 Broadway, Chelsea Chamber of Commerce. Just as someone who frequents that area and is in that area often, as you mentioned, and I appreciate you mentioning that, that area is an absolute nightmare. And no matter how many signs or lanes you paint on the street, no one's adhering to any of it. I think the best thing I've heard you mention this evening is potentially putting an island in that area, because that's probably the only way that you're gonna get anybody to follow the lanes that are on the street. And I get that a stop sign might back traffic up to the bridge, which could cause an issue, but something's gotta give somewhere in that area, because not doing anything doesn't help. When traffic's being redirected because of closures in East Boston or surrounding areas, that area is an absolute nightmare. And compound that with school, commercial deliveries for the businesses, I just feel that that needs to have more conversation, in my opinion, so just wanted to add that.
I would have to agree with her on that. I mean, I drove through it tonight, and it's like, you have to fight your way through. I mean, I don't disagree with you either,
true.
but I agree with her that doing nothing isn't the right thing
So,
to do.
I mean, so we're just gonna look into more options, or?
I mean,
I don't think, honestly, because you have traffic coming in like three directions, and a stop sign, it really is only going to, it's not gonna alleviate the traffic, because you still have it all coming in.
no,
It's
I
just
mean,
gonna bet-
I don't disagree with
Yeah.
that either, but there's got to be something
Yeah.
that we can do that, again.
True, but
it's-
I think in
mean,
this particular communication, his issue is the intersection being
So-
blocked so that you can't turn up that street.
So let me ask the question, how do we get something on the agenda so that we can have us look at it in a different way? I mean, I don't disagree with, stopping this now, but how do we push the city to look into it further?
True. It would have to be probably presented that way from Councilor Recupero, I would
Okay.
think. Maybe we talk to him and get it, and present it in a different way, or address the whole intersection as a whole. Is it, that might be a first step,
So could we table it and go back to?
We could, but I just think tabling it just keeps bringing it back up. It's gonna be the same exact
Maybe
thing
could we
next
ask
month,
him
yeah.
to present something
Yeah,
different?
like present something different, or even just give him some options. I'll talk to him
Okay.
and see if we can present, even if he just says, let's put an island and 10 stop signs in it, then, or, whatever he might want to suggest. We can even
I
work
mean,
with
I'm
it.
not a Tiverton driver, and it's tough getting.
No, it is, but like we said,
Especially at night.
you got 3 different intersections all coming. 2 of them already have stop signs, and 1 doesn't. But if you've seen,
And then
I
you
was,
have people wanting to go this way and people
Yeah.
going this way.
we were up at the tree lighting last week on Thursday, and the traffic was all the way back to the gas station. So if it gets any further back, it's gonna be in front of the police station, and that's just a stop sign. Now imagine what it does on that other side when it comes with the light and everything. If the bridge wasn't there, I would say you could try a stop sign, but with the bridge being there, it's just gonna cause too much backup, I think. So I would make a motion just to deny this particular request, and then we'll revisit with Councilor Recupero and have him present it in a different way.
I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Who seconded the motion?
I do.
Maureen?
Okay, communication November 8th from Councilor Recupero requesting the removal of the bike lane on 3rd Street near Chestnut.
I was confused on that one. That one's back on there. We voted on that one last
He
month.
placed it again, on the 8th, November 8th.
So is this just,
But this is the same thing that we
It's the
voted on.
same thing, yeah.
so
For
then
sure.
can we just,
He submitted it twice.
Oh,
okay,
okay. We're sure about that? Okay.
all right.
All right, so we don't have to vote on this
So we
then.
don't, it's not something we have to vote on.
We've already voted on
We've
it.
already approved it, yeah.
So no vote taken.
Well, because we already,
Yes. Mhm.
okay. Communication November 8th from Councilors Lopez and Recupero requesting the commission to approve the installation of a speed bump at 42 and 43 Maverick Street.
Good evening, thank you. Yes, I put in this order for the factor of speeding on Maverick Street, especially people after they do the stop on Maverick and Shamet, and when they go on Maverick, they speed. So a couple of people told me and asked me if we can try to solve a little bit of the speeding there. And I would appreciate if you help us on that. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. I would say, obviously, we've already revisited this multiple times. You know as well as Counselor Recupero, that we've already have one on Shawmut in front of Maverick Street already. There's already one. I told you, my biggest worry is the plows going over it. Would you be inclined to do the smaller ones that we already have on Shawmut, or does it have to be the bigger, the asphalt ones?
Something at least to stop these people from speeding. Anything will
I mean,
help.
at least those ones they're rubber, they're
There's always
removable.
kids playing around there, bicycles,
Yeah,
and playing
yeah.
Are they
ball,
removable?
any,
So the one
Kinda
that's on
small.
Shawmut near his house is removable, yeah.
Can we do these things, say, in the summertime, and then
So
remove
those ones, once, if it's not snowing, we leave them up there. If it starts to, whenever we get to snow, we take them out, yeah. Because like I said, if you're not pushing for a big rise, if that one let me ask you, is the one that's on Shawmut, did it work? Is it helpful? Even though it's a smaller different version of the other ones?
Actually, you know, now that people don't stop, they just fly on.
So it's not, I mean, unfortunately, that's not the answer then, if they're kind of just going over it, yeah. But that one seems kind of small. I don't know if we can go a little bit, that one's, for instance, might only be like 3 or 4 inches high. You might be able to go bigger, but still be able to have a truck
How
go
about
over it.
something like Marlboro Street, the end of Marlboro Street?
Yeah. Marlboro is the same as, we did on Essex, that's the same one over there.
Oh, okay. I haven't been in Essex Street.
Yep.
Do the smaller ones affect the fire trucks too, or are they?
Probably less.
No, it's, some of them, the higher ones, definitely.
Like
Yeah.
Washington Ave?
Yeah,
Yeah, the one on Hawthorne Street, we can't even
Yeah.
go over. Yeah.
Like I said, I don't want to make a motion on it, because I told you, with the plows and the wear and tear that it does on the trucks, and eventually, we're gonna have speed bumps on every street, and then the streets that don't have speed bumps, that's where people are gonna speed. So like I said, I'm willing to vote on it, but I don't know if I want to make a
I'd be in
motion on it.
favor of the removal.
The smaller one? Yeah.
Just to try it and see
Yeah.
if it works.
So would you be inclined to that, Counselor, putting a small rubber one temporarily? We'll do it on we'll do it for 6 months. Well, I mean, right now, that's not, if there's no snow, if we can get one soon enough, if we can get it processed, if there's no snow, we can throw one in and just try it for the next 6 months and see how it does.
Okay.
Revisit it.
That's
All right, thank you. So I make a motion to pass, and we'll put one on a temporary basis for 6 months.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
I'll second it.
Okay, communication November 8th from Councilors Lopez and Recupero requesting the commission to approve the installation of a speed bump at 31 Library Street.
Also, this is the same thing, speeding. People from this corner store and the people from, I think it's 11 Library have been complaining. 35, that people are speeding in that area also.
So let's do the same thing, Council, if you don't mind. We'll do it, same one, temporary, 6 month probation, and then we'll revisit it then, and maybe we'll talk with, by then, we'll have a new city manager, maybe we'll see what his thoughts are, maybe it's something he wants to do that on multiple streets, and we'll try to go off of that.
I will take that, something to help, to alleviate the speeding.
I'll make a motion to pass it temporarily on a 6 month basis.
Ralph, second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, communication November 8th from Councilors Lopez Recupero and Damali Vido requesting city manager, parking clerk, police chief, and traffic parking commission to have enforcement officers enforce issue fines to illegally parked hitched and unhitched trailers parked overnight in Chelsea. That's already been done, and parking enforcement has been, they've now been given permission to do that.
Okay. Yeah, the reason that I put this is because there's a lot of commercial vehicles that bring those trailers and take like 3 spots when they park on our streets. And as you know, parking is really tough in Chelsea, and they taking spaces from our residents. That's the reason why.
Can I ask you, are you talking about a big 18-wheeler trailer, or are you talking about small trailers, landscape
small
trailers?
trailer, yes.
Oh, landscape trailers and
There's
such, okay.
plenty of them on
Okay, yeah.
the streets. And
Yeah, I believe there's an ordinance on that you can't leave an unhitched trailer, like a.
yeah, there's an order that
Yeah, there's
after
something,
12,
there's
you
something
cannot
already on
park
there. So it's something the police should already be enforcing anyways.
The
John.
more enforcement, that's all I need.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
So we don't need to vote.
No, we don't need to vote on that. It's already done. All right, commercial loading and 15-minute parking zone application of November 8th from Dalia Valencia of 140 Pearl Street.
Hi. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to say. I applied for a commercial parking outside my store for pickups and for commercial loading. I don't know what else do I need to say.
Okay.
That's in front of the coffee shop, right? The new coffee
Yes.
shop? Okay.
Yes, that's right.
Let me ask you, so are your deliveries more like you typically don't see a 15-minute parking or a loading zone, like it's one or the other?
All right.
But like, since you have customers that can come in and get 15 minutes and then go on the go, is it something could you just do a 15-minute, is that, and if for, let's just say a delivery takes 20 minutes to unload, an extra 5 or 10 minutes isn't gonna affect,
Yeah, I think it can be both.
Okay.
It can be combined,
Okay.
because we do get drivers from, all the online deliveries,
Yeah, yeah.
Uber, DoorDash,
Yeah,
Grubhub,
yeah, yeah.
customers picking up.
And they're in and out.
we get all the inventory that we get with different suppliers.
So it's not really a loading zone, right?
No, but that's why I said you either make it a loading zone, or if you just made it 15-minute parking. Let me ask, what are your hours? What time are you open from?
So we open on weekdays 7 a.m. and we are closing some days at 8 p.m., some days at 10 p.m., but the commercial deliveries are most like in the afternoon, morning and afternoon.
That's what I was gonna say, because we don't, I'm fine with putting a loading zone there, but you don't want 15-minute parking 24 hours a day. You want it to stop at a certain point.
No, it's just during the hours and most of the pickups happen morning and afternoon. The evenings is more like sit-in.
So for instance, we have a loading zone, a slash 15-minute parking kind of over here on Broadway where it's till 6 p.m. Is that something that would work?
Yeah, I think
So
so.
during the day
Yeah.
hours? At least that gives someone that lives there the chance to park there at nighttime if they can, and just be out. We have a similar up across the street at Kate's, in front of Kate's, that's 15-minute parking, but only during hours of operation.
Yep.
I would
But
make
just so you know, it's hard to enforce 15-minute parking, because if you call, because when everybody will call and say, well, the car's been there for 3 hours, right? So we can really only observe the car and then wait 15 minutes?
Yeah.
And then tag.
Yeah, I've been told that. I understand
So
that.
it just can be a little.
And I think at the beginning, most people will not be used to it, but then over time, they'll probably realize that that's for that, yeah.
Can I just ask a question, because I'm afraid this will go along the speed bump move. I mean, how many commercial areas, how many commercial storefronts are there gonna all be asking for parking? I mean, I'm not saying no, I'm just
True, yeah.
concerned,
Well, right now, from the ones I can think of, there's only 2 or 3 throughout the city. There's not very many. There's
Okay.
a store on Central Ave,
Is there like
Broadway.
I mean, is there like a standard, like, 5 stores should have 1 parking space, or is there some sort of?
No, it's not that they have parking spaces, it's just they limit the parking in front of in front of the stores 15 to 20 minutes.
Right,
That's
you're
it,
taking
yeah.
a parking space away,
Yeah.
though, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like,
And even those ones which were done in the past, they don't tell people not to do it at night. So if someone parks there at night, they'll park there the whole time, so.
So this will probably have to go to a public hearing, right? We're moving it,
we're
they're
taking
gonna
the
lose
space
a
away.
parking spot to 15 minutes.
Yeah, actually, you're right, John, yeah. So we would make a motion to put it to a public hearing, because you're gonna be affecting other people in your neighborhood. So it's something that we'd like to bring them in on if they wanna discuss it. If the public hearing brings just you again, and you're the only one that speaks on it, then we'll visit it when that time comes. But I think John's right, I think it needs to go to a public hearing.
All right, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, anybody second that?
Well, I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Handicap sign application, November 14th, from Mario Palencia Rosales, 34 Cottage Street.
I don't believe there's no handicap sign on that whole section of that street.
No, just 112 and 119, I think.
Yeah, the other section, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, is he here for the handicap? Yes. Just one, I mean, are we in favor of this?
Yeah, oh, yeah, he doesn't have to, yeah.
Okay.
If he doesn't, yeah. There's nothing else there.
Do we have to tell him what to expect, though?
No, he's good. We're gonna, so somebody wanna make a motion?
I motion to approve it?
Okay.
I'll second
Okay.
it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So it's approved. But just explain to him that with the handicap spot, anybody with a placard can park in it. So it's not for him, it's for,
And how long before something like that would actually be posted, just to give them an idea?
Well, 30 days.
30 days, okay. So ellos aprobaron que van a dar el parqueo, pero lo que yo quiero que usted sepa es que ese parqueo no es solamente para usted. Cualquiera persona que tiene esa
Si
placa,
tiene, y
si
si no
tienen la
tiene,
placa, pueden parquear. Si no lo tienen, de ahí
yo
pueden-
llamo que lo
Sí.
muevan.
Sí.
Si no tiene el handicap blue, es,
So, si tienen la tarjeta que pueden parquear, cualquiera se puede parquear ahí. Si hay alguien parqueado y que no tiene la tarjeta, pues sí, puedes llamar para que
y
lo
si
muevan.
agarra medio parqueo, también puedo, porque no puede entrar uno.
No, so his concern is, his intention, I guess, is that if somebody's utilizing the space that doesn't have a handicap placard and he's looking for it,
Just call us.
that he'll call the police
And we'll
department,
tell
or if they're
Sí,
parking.
porque si aquí está el SAI y él agarró la mitad, entonces,
Bueno, ellos dicen que solo tiene que llamar a la estación de policía y de ahí lo jalan.
ok,
But if it's a car with a handicap placard,
No,
we
he
can't do
understands
anything.
that. Y la otra cosa es que va a faltar, o va a coger aproximadamente 30 días antes que usted va a ver el sign
Ok.
en el parqueo. Pero está aprobado, pero solo para que sepa que
sí,
usted va a
ahí,
hacer
el que
lo
tenga
mismo.
la tarjeta puede parquear, el que no
Yes.
tiene, entonces, call the police, ya.
He's good to go.
Okay, thank you so much, thank you.
Okay, commercial loading and 15-minute parking zone application of November 14th from Jose Argueta of 128 Pearl Street.
Hi, so the gentleman is here. He asked me to speak on his behalf. And this kind of coincides what's being requested by 140 Pearl Street. So all the business owners have gotten together, they have had conversation, and they're just looking for some help. You guys know that that's a problem area there. When Pollo Campero was across the street and it wasn't barred off, the delivery drivers could pull into that parking to unload and not block traffic. But right now, for them to get, you have the paint shop, you have this restaurant, you have Park Street Mini Mart, and I believe there's a telegram company on the corner as well as Kushala Sip. I mean, they're all in need of something in that area. The 15-minute parking spaces in front of Kate's are great, and I've relayed to Dahlia that that's not just for Kate's Bagel, that her customers can use that parking as well.
Sure.
But when it comes to loading, that becomes a little bit more complicated. So I was hoping that you guys would consider not just their application, but 140 Pearl Street, because literally the only thing that's separating them is Congress. So if you could just look at the entire area as a whole, not necessarily just in front of her shop or in front of their shop, but somewhere in that proximity where deliveries being made to all of those businesses. We're talking the paint shop, and they have significant deliveries. The restaurant, the coffee shop, so something's got to give in that area because it's just compounding the traffic even more. Because that area is so congested that when you have a delivery, now imagine all that
You block-
congestion.
the delivery
during
truck
school
blocks that
time.
lane, yeah.
Now they're blocking the traffic, so we're open to anything you guys might recommend. We get it, it could be tough, this could be another public hearing, situation, but I do think you're gonna get a lot of the business owners at that public hearing because they need something there. And unfortunately, with the parking across the street blocked off, that was private property, now that really does limit their capabilities to unload deliveries without really impacting traffic, on Park Street in Pearl.
Thanks, Jen. Yeah, I'm just looking at, there's 8 parking spots in front of where Kirschner's used to be, in front of
Yes.
all those businesses there. The only issue I can kind of see is that when you typically take up a loading zone, you typically take up 2 parking spots. So you're gonna be losing 2 parking spots, at least from, it could be from like the loading zones on Broadway, or either 6 AM to, they're either, actually, I don't even know if they're 6 to 6. Some of them until, one of them's till 12, and the other one's until 6. So they're pretty much all day that you'd be now limiting people from parking there. So they're taking away from their own customers, I think, if you kind of do that.
They are, but you have parking options on Cross, you have parking options on
True.
Congress.
Yeah,
You have parking options on Pearl coming
Yeah,
from the other
yeah.
direction.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
do have options.
You do, yeah,
You
but
do,
those
but-
spots are hard to come by, though.
No,
Yeah.
I agree. I think spots are hard to come by in general in the city of Chelsea. That's a whole other conversation. But I do think that with the number of businesses on that block and the type of businesses on that block, this should be given some consideration.
You're asking for commercial?
I mean, I get it, losing 2 spots out of that 8 on that block
No, I'm
is
just
gonna be
asking, you're
huge,
asking,
but
you're
they're
not-
asking for a commercial spot.
And
Yeah.
a 15-minute or just a commercial?
I think it looks like they were asking for both. And in all reality, if we're able to potentially put, let's say, a commercial loading spot in front of them, which seems easier than in front of Dahlia's shop, and give Dahlia maybe a 15-minute parking spot in front of her shop, that might help. And it's a compromise, right? Where it's not, I know that you're taking away parking from that area that's, got a lot of residents in it, but that's really during the daytime. At night, they can all still park there.
True. I would make a motion to put it to a public hearing as well, just because you're gonna be looking at losing spots, and maybe
Fair
there's someone
enough.
else can have some different input, or
Absolutely.
maybe we can think of something between now and then that'll benefit. The only thing I thought of is possibly, problem is they're on opposite sides of the street, like you could almost put a loading zone on the corner of Congress, that way he can get to his store, and then they can go to her store across the street, but then they gotta cross the street with a machine
With all
or
that
two-wheeler.
traffic,
That's
yeah.
kinda dangerous, yeah, you don't wanna have the delivery guy having to go put himself in any danger, so it's tough
As
to.
it is, I feel sorry for the crossing guard that's there during school
Yeah,
hours.
yeah. Can she get, I should have asked this before, can she get deliveries in the back on
I don't think
Division?
so.
No, okay, I didn't think so, I wasn't sure. That's where the parking garage is in the back there anyways, I think. Never mind. But, yeah, I would make a motion to, let's put it to a public hearing.
Okay,
Anybody
thank
second?
you, we appreciate that.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, commercial loading zone and 15-minute parking zone application November 15th from Louis Romero of 235 Broadway.
Hey, good evening. My name is Luis Romero. I'm sure you've seen me in the past. We've actually kind of discussed this a bit. So as you guys advised me to put in an application for it, we're requesting a 15-minute just because the type of business that is there. It's more quick in and out. We have the Bank of America ATM, the check cashing place, and right next to us is a corner store. So those are really quick in and out businesses, as well as a coffee shop behind there. So we would think a 15-minute would be more beneficial than the commercial.
I was gonna ask you the same question I asked her, what are your hours, though? That's the biggest, what,
We're open we go in 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. every single day.
so it's still 10, my only concern is at nighttime, is the parking
So
at nighttime.
after 10 p.m., we're closed, so we wouldn't be during the day, we know we will, if someone's there for a while, we'll probably be monitoring a little.
Yeah, yeah.
But, after we're closed and whoever's parking there, that's.
True. I'd be a little wary of letting it go until 10 o'clock at night. Well, would you be inclined to maybe going earlier till like 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock maybe? You know what I mean?
I just think that for us, those are our busiest hours.
Till 10 o'clock, yeah.
Is this-
Yeah, during evening time, everyone's out of work. That's when, DoorDash delivery all that is the highest. Also, with 15-minute parking, like we said, we would be willing to not do the outdoor seating, which is, for 6 months of the year.
Yeah.
Then nobody can park there at all. So,
you're asking to remove the outdoor dining to put the 15?
Well, so that's our outdoor dining. Every year, we put it out for 6 months, which takes away that parking spot
Yeah, but in
completely.
lieu of that, it would be a...
So, if you guys are willing to give us that 15-minute, we'll have that 15-minute year-round instead of taking away that parking spot for 6 months of the year.
But see, so no different than the other two. I would see, just because we're taking up a parking spot,
Yeah.
someone may live in the Till building and that's where they park, so I think you'd still have to go to a public hearing, and same thing, if you're the only one that comes up and speaks on it, then
Okay.
it could pass, you know what I mean? So as long as, if
Yeah.
there's no one that's opposing it, for the most part, then it'll pass, no
Okay.
problem. So I make a motion to put it to a public hearing as well.
It's just the process that we have to go through.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
Anybody
Thank
second?
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor?
aye.
Okay, handicap sign application November 17th from Jesus Sanchez Reyes of 22 Blossom Street. One at 13.
There's two of them, we just put one at 13, which is across the street from Albion Place, and then there's the back of Albion Place abuts 22. And their driveways there, that driveway doesn't belong to 22, it's the neighbors. But there's another one at 20, there's two of them right there. I know we've said in the past that we kind of, once you get past almost three of them, it's kind of taken away from parking in that whole section.
do they provide more information than what's here to you?
I'm sorry. I
Do they
can't hear you.
provide you more information than what's here to you?
So I think that one is missing the,
Because there's nothing on here, other than,
so what I can't scan, is like the license and the letter from the landlord along with the placard.
the
But
the questions.
the application,
Yeah,
that's all they submitted.
okay.
Like
No, it's
what's on
just
the
that this one's
application.
empty.
Yeah, that's empty. I don't know if you wanna table it or.
Yeah, so we just
It
put the,
It just doesn't have the description from the doctor.
so we just put one at 13, like I said, that's from Albion, and then there's another one at 25. So within this, and that house is there, that house is there. Well,
It might
that
be
one's
too close.
I mean, even the two that we have now, they're pretty close, but, so there's already 2 spots
And
there.
this is in the middle of those two.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah, yeah. Now, from what I can see, though, there's 2 spots across from his house. And then there's 1 spot, and then there's the other handicap sign. What's it say?
Another reason I'm asking is because it doesn't say that he can't walk 3 feet.
Oh, yeah.
20 feet.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't add it on the
So I mean,
application.
in theory, he could walk to those 2 spots.
Yeah, he could
From
already be
what
parked,
I
he
mean, I
could
have
already
no
be
idea.
parking there now, but then he,
Yeah, I have no idea.
We don't want to see anybody with a disability have to walk too far to their car, but at the same
But they
token,
should also fill out the
And
application.
one of the reasons why
Correct.
he didn't make it was because he can't be out, after night hours because it makes it difficult for him. He came, this week to speak to us.
so you've spoken to him.
Yeah. He just said that, to let you guys know that he wouldn't be able to make it.
I just feel like he should fill out the application fully in order for us to, I think he should fill out the application fully for us to consider it.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like the doctor signed it, he just didn't write any notes on it.
But we're going to approve something on,
I mean, if there's a legitimate reason why he can't use those other 2 spots,
Yeah.
then,
yeah, I mean, I don't have an issue with approving it,
Yeah.
but I think we need more information from him or his doctor, at least fill out the application so that we understand that he can't walk, 400 feet.
So something you want to table? Let's revisit it.
I mean, I'd be more than happy to table it, get more information from him.
Is it until the next meeting, or?
Yeah, sorry.
yes, until the next meeting.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, you second?
Yeah, I'll second it, yep.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And that's the last one, right?
Excuse me.
Okay, anybody have anything else? You good? All right, meeting adjourned? No. I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
The public hearing, would that be next month?
I will schedule it for the 9th.
Of January? Okay, so next month.
The next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.